What is going on, guys? DBG here, and today we're going to be doing a video where I rate your squads, lads. So, if you're wondering why there's no face cam right here, I get it. Oh, somehow I actually don't understand how my green screen is working properly, because I genuinely have got no lighting in my room other than my screens, but I'm just still not feeling well. But we're going to be doing the first episode of the series where I rate your teams. I'm going to be doing one of these a week now because there's more cards. And lads, if you guys do want me to rate your teams, go follow me on Twitter. A link will be in the description, DBGYT_, lads. And we have the money. We have the money screen. We have the money screen, the real verified. We didn't just buy Twitter Blue, lads. But let's go over these teams right here. So the first team we see right here is okay, got 20k, Dennis Smith Jr., Anthony Simons. Okay, the one player I'd probably look to replace is that Duncan Robinson. Look, if you don't want to spend any coins, the best option probably, and I hate the fact that I'm having to say this, if you just don't want to spend coins because he offers a little bit more than Duncan Robinson, is Jack Harlow. Like, look, I don't want to be advocating for not using NBA players, but I mean, first of all, I think it's kind of fun having Jack Harlow, and second of all, Jack Harlow's pretty freaking good. Jack Harlow is good. Kevin Durant for 3K MT is cool. Jeremy Grant's good. Aldridge is good. I would probably sell Ben Wallace untradeable. I don't rate Ben Wallace. I don't think Ben Wallace is very good. I wonder if swapping Jared, let's say, would selling Jared Allen for Robert Williams work, but not really. So I'm going to check what cards you can get for, you got 20k. What, like, are there any diamonds you can get for 20k other than Kyle Lowry that are good? Okay, so it's just Lowry and the rookies, basically. Ooh, Dyson Daniels at point guard isn't a bad option. Ooh. I think Dyson Daniels at point guard is a really, really solid option. But, like, a lot of these rookies, I think, are weak. I would honestly probably spend 10k getting Dyson. Dennis Smith Jr. is good, though. Is there any amethyst? Are there any amethyst shooting guards that are going to give you more than Duncan Robinson? There really aren't. Like, that aren't going to give you significantly more. I think you can make an argument for any of these guys. Maybe, like, Bowen will offer you more. I think, like, Bruce Bowen will. The small forwards that can play the shooting guard. Like, Ruben Patterson and Bruce Bowen, I guess. Playing those guys, the two. And they both do, they can both do a job there, I guess. But that's probably it. As far as rubies go, I probably wouldn't go for like a Maxwell or a Larry Hughes. I'd probably go Bruce Bowen in there. Other than that, though, your team's okay. And then I would probably use one of these last guys off the bench as like Amethyst LeBron or something, so that if you want a shooter at center, at backup center, you can put Aldridge in for Ben Wallace. Should you run KD or LeBron as backup 3? Diamond wise, I think probably KD, but it's close. No flaws. You've got one non-shooter in your you got a half a non-shooting starters, one non-shooter in your bench lineup. Simmons is really good, by the way. Simmons is like one of the more underrated players, especially when you surround him with shooters. I don't mind this team. This team's probably like even for budget squads, about a 7. It's probably about like a 7.5 out of 10. Next gen want to replace Batum and Aldridge, willing to sell anyone except Wall since he's non-auctionable. Okay, so I would sell Amare Stoudemire. You got 26k, and I want to see what Amare Stoudemire sells for, because I think you can improve your team. I actually think stats good. But like, you're paying like 30. You can get probably 25, or no, 22 for stat. That gives you like 40k to work with. And with that, you can look at small forwards. He has our test, doesn't he? Yeah. To get like a small forward or power forward for that price, maybe Amari is the best for 22k. Honestly, maybe Tucker. Maybe push PJ Tucker into, assuming that you can get him for cheap. Are there none of his diamond in the auction house? Okay, so PJ Tucker has gone expensive, so there's no point suggesting him. At power forward, MPJ's better. Like, he's around the price of Amari. Getting MPJ in there and then moving Danny Manning to power forward is probably what I would do. But your team's okay. Team's definitely okay. Okay, any teams aside from grinding J. Cole and Grant, because I was bored, I only opened my team for dailies. Okay, so first of all, get Jack Harlow. A 21k MT with this lineup. I forgot Robert Ory was the thing. I would probably get rid of Pow and then maybe see if we can get like a Robert. You know what? Robert Williams is a lot more expensive. Considering the fact you just literally do it for dailies, I would just get Jack Harlow. That's my only bit of advice for you. Get Jack Harlow before he... I'm going to say before he's gone, but he's not gone until the end of the season. Spend all empty on packs. The only thing I would say is probably sell Ray Allen. Like, I like Ray Allen, but he is barely better than Benedict Mather and Diamond from using them in game. I don't mind Ray Allen at all, but I would just put in Matherin, to be honest. Save a whole bunch of MT there. But the problem is you're probably just going to spend it on packs and lose it. So maybe keep Ray Allen. Wait, is Ray Allen auctionable? Yeah, sell Ray Allen. It's mad. I still don't have Cade. I'm still looking for steals to get Cade. Okay. These teams are good. Like, what am I meant to do for what am I meant to say for this team? This is just a reward team of Sean Livingston. There's one auctionable player. Oh, you got 1.4 million. I don't know. Maybe just replace. I don't know. I know you got Booker in there. Of course, Livingston's the only non-auctionable player. One of my favorite players in this game. It's hard to give suggestions because, okay, I don't need a rate. I need help. All right. You got 211k. Your entire team is unauctionable, including Matherin. You need to get rid of or replace. Jazz fine, Westbrook's fine, Edwards is fine, Matherin's fine, Jeremy Grant is fine, Keldon Johnson is the least of my worries, but also probably needs to be replaced. Use Giannis to win the last three off the bench, should not be in your rotation, and Ben Wallace should not be there. So you got 211k, and you need two centers at that price. All right, so I just want to see. The most obvious option is Jared Allen. But you're paying 45k for Jared Allen. And like Robert Williams is too little really to play there. But you can get him for like just over 10k. So what I would say is probably LaMarcus Aldridge as one of your centers. Robert Williams isn't a bad option if you don't need shooters. If things open up, you don't need shooters at center though. Like, if you don't need a shooting center, it all opens up the opportunity to get this card right here, who actually is incredible in game. Like, he's around like 30k. Like, he's going to give you, as far as interior centers go, he's going to give you as much. He's going to give you almost as much as like Pink Diamond Wilt. He's going to be incredible. Obviously, you're not going to be able to afford any big hitters. But I actually want to check what price this card is here if you're looking at centers. I've just realized I haven't been showing you guys. When I said this card, I've been talking about this card right here as far as interiors. And as far as big cards, if you can't afford any big hitters, so I think this is a card that's very interesting. I'm not going to call it the best card in the world, but I think it's a really interesting card. Was he season 2? Or DeAndre Ayton? Yeah, he's season 2. So you can get DeAndre Ayton for like 7k, and he's going to play as well as almost any center in this game. He's going to play significantly better than the 2 centers you have. So DeAndre Ayton is probably a shout there. As well as that, you can always find some value in these right here. If you just want a popper, by the way, this guy is elite. If you want a popper, this guy is insane. He's the best popper in the game. Just doesn't really play defense, but he rebounds all right. So I would definitely go for Ayton. I'd probably go Ayton and Aldridge as your centers. I would probably replace Keldon Johnson. As decent as Keldon Johnson is, there are cheap guys you can put in that will do as much as Keldon Johnson. Like, you don't have a Ron Artest, so Diamond Ron Artest for like 15k at small forward is a steal, an absolute steal in there. A lot better than Keldon Johnson. And now you just need a power forward. And there are no like real elite power forwards for less than 50. I think, what price is Vando? Because this guy is at that range. So Vando's around 35. So around 30 for Vando. So I would probably say put Yaz in the end of the bench, replace him with Vando. At the small forward position, I would put in Ron Artest. And then I would replace both of your centers with DeAndre Ayton and DeAndre Ayton. What's his name? LaMarcus Aldridge. And I would probably put like Robert Williams there at the end of the bench because he's got almost the speed and defense of Ben Wallace, but he can kind of shoot the ball. Okay. I like these teams because these aren't all like absolute god squads. Still need the centerpiece for PD, Westbrook, Worthy, and Sabonis. Okay, so you're going to go for one first, and the one I would advise you to go for first is Westbrook because you got a lot of good players in your team, just not really great point guards. I'm very, very low on Tony Parker. I just wonder what price Harden is. Harden was ferocious, wasn't he? Like, I don't think at 50k I would have Harden in my team. Like, I would go for Westbrook first. I would get rid of Chet. Just straight up get rid of him. Like, Bol is way better than Chet. Like, I would definitely get rid of Chet. Not a bad card. I get rid of him. He can be bullied. Iggy fine, Scotty fine, Kemp fine, Drazen fine, Bowen fine, LeBron fine, Kareem fine off the bench. I would probably replace your 2 point guards. I'd probably sell Harden and Tony Parker, and I would get Anthony Simons as one of your point guards. And considering that for the price of James Harden, you can get either one of these guys. You can get either one of these guys who are really nice cards. You can get DeJounte, who's a lot better than Harden, but also DeJounte is, I don't think he's better than Caruso. And he's double the price of Caruso. But as well as that, if you are cool using smaller point guards, this guy is nice. This guy is nice. You're going to see a video later today, but this guy here is nice. So, your point guards need a bit of work. Go get Westbrook first. But other than that, your team it's okay. It's fine. 111k MT. I'd sell Harden, get rid of Parker. Like, as much as I would have loved to have gotten Parker, like, he was a Tuesday grind even I didn't do, which is bad. Okay. It's a really interesting team. So you only want to spend 200k. That's fine. Keeping 300k balance is okay. What is Bill Laimbeer doing there? 50 games off roster backup 1. Perfect. Need better centers. Like, if you're willing to spend 200k, Jared Allen's probably not best center. Even moving Trez to the 5 isn't the worst thing in the world as long as you have, and then Ben Simmons to the 4. And this is what I like to do in a lot of lineups where you kind of have you have Ben Simmons in your team. If you look at Ben Simmons' actual attributes, Simmons has got solid rebounding, but he actually has pretty good interior defense and block, and he's in a monster player build. And because of his high vertical, he does rebound well. I get it, he doesn't have the greatest. You wouldn't think he's got the greatest badge in the world, but he's a pretty good interior defender. I would probably go and keep Trez if you like him. and I'd move him to center. But I would put Ben Simmons at power forward and put Ben Simmons guarding the other team's center, because he'll do a better job interior defensively than Trez because he's too short. Obviously Westbrook is going to be that point guard at the bench, and other than that, you're good. Like, this duo is insane, the Bridges Booker one. Brand, I mean, he's good. He's good. But yeah, like Jared Allen and Simmons probably sorts a lot of your issues. Maybe like Matherin and for Oubre at the 2. Oubre is fine. I like the variety in squads. I really do. There's a lot of variety in these squads right here. Like, this is last. Someone said the last year team, didn't they? Yeah. I'm seeing a lot of Kembas and a lot of J. Coles, and I like this. I like seeing this, lads. Okay, so this is like a really good team. Next gen going for AD. I don't like Harden. I'm just going to say it. I actually think for the vast majority of people, Anthony Simons is going to play better than James Harden. Like, you have Tim Thomas. He's obviously elite. Ricky Davis is that dude. Kuz. I don't like Kuz, but a lot of people do, so I'm not going to slander him. You have DeRozan locked in and Kareem locked in, so use those guys. You've got Caruso. Like, there's no point in having Caruso if you have DeJounte locked in. Like, I get it. Caruso's probably like 1% better than DeJounte, but there's no point. It's like tying up MT in a card you already have locked in. And also, both of those guys are better than Harden for me. I probably would get rid of Harden because you got D-Rose. He's like the one player that I'm like, it's not that Harden's bad. I just think it's considering the fact that you've got DeJounte and Derrick Rose locked into your collection. And you also have a James Harden there with not too much MT. Selling Harden and building it to like 700k MT is definitely the wave, because at worst case scenario, you're getting an equivalent by putting Derrick Rose as a point guard. I run offense through THT. Never heard someone say that before. Clarkson's pretty good. THT obviously is going to be a decent card. Your team's alright. Team's alright. I actually haven't even tried it out. I'm just gonna buy Jordan Clarkson. 25k MT. I'm gonna go and buy my Jordan Clarkson Diamond because I've not used this guy at Diamond. I've used his Ruby just to see what he is on offense, but I have not used Jordan Clarkson Diamond. Add him to collection, send him to my auctions. But yeah, so that's kind of an interesting one. But run through THT is mad. I would probably get a little more hype for Lance Stevenson. I would probably sell him and replace him with just someone that's taller. Maybe even just bring Franz into that starting lineup, because he's just quite small at the small forward position. And I get it, because if you like THT, you can't really run him at the 3, and also you can't run Beal at the 3 if you want that duo in. Team's a little bit small, but I don't mind it. Good team. Okay, so we're going to rate one more team right here. We're like 18 minutes in. Okay, I want to find a team that's like... There's no actual awful teams here either. It's hard to make an absolutely terrible team unless you're me. A lot of them just sent the Lakers. Like, unless you're me and running with the dudes that I run with, it's hard to make an absolutely awful team. Okay, you've got 7k MT with this team. Alright. Okay, so... You have an ability to sell Andre Miller. You can sell Andre Miller, you can sell Wilt, you can sell Kareem. But is there any way of making your team better by selling Andre? If Andre Miller is like 4 or 5k MT, I think you can make something work. Okay, so let me just see. Season 1. I think he's Season 1 Volume 3. Or is he Season 1 Volume 2? Okay, let's see what Andre Miller sells for. So you can get yourself 5k MT realistically for Andre Miller. Plus your 7k MT. You got about 12,000 MT there. You've got a lot of weak spots in your squad. So I'm going to see just 4... I'm going to see what Amethyst you can get in your team for 2,000 MT. That'll make it better. I'm going to see if they're like 2,500 MT. Are there Amethyst you can go for? Okay, so 2,500 MT, Tyson Chandler, Robert Parrish. That does not help you at all, because I think Wilt, you can argue, are better. Okay. First of all, you need to... I would Evo up. I'm like, Evo Jimmy Butler, but I'm like, what does that achieve? Look, you can buy 5 of these cards. Buy Robert Ory. Well, maybe less than 5. Buy Robert Ory. Buy Duncan Robinson. Buy Ruben Patterson. Buy Dennis Smith Jr. And buy Jamal. That gives you a team of like Dennis Smith Jr., Ruben Patterson, Jamal Crawford. Nah, that doesn't work. So get Dennis Smith Jr., Ruben Patterson, keep Oakley, get Robert Ory at the 3, and keep Wilt at the 4. Then keep Jordan as your backup 2 guard, or no, make Evo up Jimmy and use Jimmy as your backup 2 guard. Use Tatum as your backup small forward. Keep Giannis as your backup power forward. Keep Kareem as your backup center. Or you can use LeBron as your backup small forward. That works as well. And you just need another amethyst point guard. Get Anthony Simons at the 1. And this team gets a lot better. But my God, this team needs a lot of work. Like, this team is going to go out there and get destroyed. Sell Andre Miller. Get Dennis Smith Jr., Ruben Patterson, Robert Ory, and Anthony Simons. Slot those guys into your team. The guys that you should just get rid of out of your rotation completely is Dawkins, Billups, you can keep Del Curry, Paul Silas. Get rid of those guys. Evo up Jimmy Buckets. He's your second best 2. He's probably your best 2 guard. And get Anthony Simons and Dennis Smith Jr. sharing the point. Get Jimmy Buckets and Ruben Patterson sharing the 2. Robert Ory and LeBron sharing the 3. Oakley and Giannis sharing the 4, and Wilt and Kareem sharing the 5, and you've got a better team. You've got a much better team than you have right there. So yeah, as the video, obviously couldn't rate everybody's. Otherwise, we'd be here all day. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.